Welcome to the backyard farm. So in today's video, we're gonna go over soil amending, some of the nutrients that we use for fast breakdown, medium breakdown, as well as long-term breakdown to supply all year nutrition to our garden beds. When we look at applying fertilizer and amendments to garden beds, there's three main letters that we're all familiar with, N, P, K.
The first letter on that list would be N for nitrogen. Nitrogen is probably the most common element that people think about when they think about garden fertilizer. Yep. We really like plant-based nitrogen products. Reason being, it works really well with the soil biology, provides all the necessary nitrogen we need, and it usually has a pretty good amino acid component connected to it as well.
One of the favorite ones that we like to use is Revitalize from Key to Life Supply. We actually applied that at the end of the season last year. Make sure that you get on a really good spring and fall amending program, because at the end of the day, if you're doing a one-time a year amendment versus a 2 or more time amendment program, you will be laying down different volumes of these NPK based nutrients. So the next nutrient that we should talk about is P for phosphorus.
Absolutely. Phosphorus is an incredibly essential nutrient in gardening. This is what's really going to provide a lot of that bulk and that high yield that we're looking for in our nutrient program.
Phosphorus is an important compound when you think of rooting of really mature plants, but most importantly, nice, healthy fruit sets. It can increase the number of flowers, increase the yield of each flower site individually, creating larger fruits. It also works really well with a lot of other nutrients, especially like nitrogen, and a lot of other beneficial micronutrients help get delivered via healthy phosphorus delivery channels.
Next on that list is going to be potassium, the K. Even though it does start with a P, the word, the letter is K for potassium. Potassium is also a very essential nutrient. You find it in a lot of plant-based products like kelp. Kelp is an incredibly high source of potassium, as well as other vitamins and essential nutrients and minerals.
This particular kelp is actually from Key to Life Supply as well, and it's a 1013, 13% potassium. And when we look at these percentages, I just wanted to re-break it back down for you. A simple way to look at it is if you had 100 pounds of this product, you'd have 13 raw pounds of potassium. It's a simple way for us to grasp the nutrient delivery and allow us to think about how much of this product we're applying versus the nutrient that we're looking for out of it.
After NPK comes our secondary nutrients. The first secondary nutrient, and probably one of the most important ones, is sulfur.
Sulfur is extremely important. Not only does it lower the pH and keep the pH lowering the whole year versus most peat and cocoa-based soils, their pH will continue to drift upwards throughout the year unless you're fertigating a low pH solution, which we can do very easily out of the irrigation station. If you want to be able to keep your soil pH low, but also add what we at Backyard Farming Supply feel should be the fourth main nutrient. We feel sulfur is so important that it should really be NPKS, because sulfur is the most friendly nutrient. It helps to grab onto all the other nutrients and easily deliver them, and works well with all of the other nutrients.
Sulfur in particular works really great with nitrogen. So a lot of times when gardeners run into problems with nitrogen, they keep feeding more and keep feeding more and keep feeding more, and the problem doesn't seem to go away. More often than not, we add a little bit of sulfur to that program, and it's going to help bounce things back really, really quickly.
Sulfur as a soil amendment and sulfur as a root drench is technically not too much. You cannot really give too much sulfur as long as your soil pH is in the target range.
It's really gentle, but it's also incredibly bioavailable in some certain forms.
Ever since I started using Silver Bullet, not only as a root drench, a soil amendment, but also a foliar spray in my garden, I saw immediate results. It's pretty fascinating.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to watch a plant that gets sprayed by a product just stand up and want to stand in the light like that, because it's just so happy to get the nutrient that you're spraying on it.
So now that we've covered NPK as well as sulfur, I wanted to get into a whole nother category of nutrients that is known as organic acids or biostimulants. First thing is we're gonna go kind of heavy on bone meal. Their recommendation is actually about 3 cups per 4x4. Because we've been building and adding so many years now, we do have this compound down in the soil that's being broken up. This year, we're gonna go at a nice medium amendment for bone meal. So we've got uptake, which is our fulvic acid compound. This is derived from calcium lignosulfonate, and how it differs from a lot of other fulvic acid compounds is it has an extreme high percentage of purity that allows you to spend a lot less money on every single gallon that you use containing uptake. Another one, and its sister compound, is Boost. And Boost is a humic acid compound that contains over 76 different micronutrients, as well as a slew of organic acids that help to break down soil, work with the fulvic to compound and deliver most of the nutrients that are available to microorganisms in your soil.
These are supplement products. These products are meant to assist the nutrients in the products that you're already using.
Humic, fulvic, amino acids, kelp. The key to organics is really carbon. So I wanted to talk to you guys about one of the lost elements in agriculture, and that is carbon, AKA biochar. Biochar is really interesting because first off, it comes in a whole bunch of different sizes and shapes, but this particular biochar comes from the pine beetle kill damaged trees here in North America in the Rocky Mountains. It's actually about 42 million acres of damaged and dead trees that the pine beetle and the fungus that it hosts took down.
So being able to take out that invasive species and that woods, but also create something that sequesters carbon back into the soil is truly, truly magical. That's a really, really hot topic these days. Carbon sequestration is incredibly important, and the more that we can do to just simply take straight carbon, then give a place not only for our nutrients to go, but for our microbes and biology to go while sequestering carbon is an incredibly powerful compound.
When you look at it, for every teaspoon of this carbon that we add back to soil is equivalent to a football field of surface area for nutrients and microbes to hang out on, then benefit and donate nutrients to your plant root system. Another huge benefit, just like Kyle was talking about on the carbon sequestration side, that for every 1 pound of this product that we make, we cleanse 1 pound of hydrocarbons and volatile organic compounds out of the atmosphere. So this product truly is a green product that is helping to cleanse the atmosphere.
And again, this provides an incredible benefit for our soils. So we're going to be applying some this season to complete our soil amending program.
Yeah, one thing that we do want to pay attention to when we apply biochar is that it is very porous, and because of its polarity and its charge, it likes to pull a lot of nutrients into it.
If you put too much biochar in an area, especially if you're not surrounding it with a lot of other high density nutrients that are immediately available, that's really going to zero out that soil, bind up a lot of those nutrients, and cause problems. So if you are going to use a biochar product by itself, check the directions, be very careful, and more often than not, go on the lighter end of application for your first couple applications.
But lastly, one of the most important components that really makes all of these organic compounds actually work is our beneficial bacteria, our microbe. Because this soil has been sitting here and being built for about 6 or 7 years now, it has a large amount of microbial activity. We like to use this not only during amending every few years, but also during transplanting. Transplanting with microbes and fungi is very important because you really want to coat those fresh new roots in beneficial bacteria and fungi. Giving them little soldiers help protect the root system and deliver nutrients faster during transplant.
Please like and subscribe. Thanks for the Daily Family.